Hey everyone, welcome to Relic Realities. And let's face it, history can be pretty weird. I mean, we're talking about thousands of years of human experience filled with all sorts of unexpected twists and turns. And sometimes those twists and turns lead to some truly bizarre events. Think you know history? Think again. Because today we're diving headfirst into the strange, the unusual, and the downright unbelievable with a look at some bizarre historical events you've probably never even heard of. From dancing plagues to emu armies, we're about to uncover the stranger side of history. So buckle up, get ready to question everything you thought you knew, and let's embark on this journey through the annals of the absurd. Picture this. Strasbourg, 1518. The sun is shining, birds are singing, and suddenly people just start dancing. Not for fun, not for a party, but uncontrollably for days on end. This, my friends, was the dancing plague, one of history's most bizarre medical mysteries. Hundreds of people were swept up in this frenzy, their bodies seemingly possessed by an irresistible urge to dance. They danced until they collapsed from exhaustion, their feet blistered and bleeding. Some even died from heart attacks or sheer exhaustion. So what caused this bizarre outbreak? Theories abound, from mass hysteria brought on by stress and social tensions to ergot poisoning, which can cause hallucinations and convulsions. Imagine if TikTok existed back then. This would have gone viral. But the dancing plague serves as a stark reminder that sometimes history throws us curveballs so strange, we're still trying to figure out what happened centuries later. Australia, land of sunshine, surfing, and giant flightless birds waging war on farmers? Yes, you heard that right. This is the story of a bizarre chapter in Australian history that sounds almost too strange to be true. In 1932, Australia found itself embroiled in a conflict unlike any other, the Great Emu War. This wasn't a war against another nation or even a civil war. No, this was a war against emus, those large, flightless birds native to Australia. The enemy? Thousands upon thousands of emus, those big, goofy-looking birds who decided to wreak havoc on Australian wheat crops after World War I veterans settled on land given to them by the Australian government. These veterans were promised fertile land to farm, but they didn't expect to face an avian invasion. The emus were unimpressed by their new neighbors. They saw the wheat fields as an endless buffet, and the farmers' attempts to scare them off were met with indifference. The emus were relentless, trampling crops and causing significant damage. The Australian government, in all its wisdom, decided to deploy soldiers armed with Lewis guns, machine guns, people, to combat this feathered menace. They believed that a military approach would quickly resolve the issue. What followed was a comedy of errors, as the emus, those masters of guerrilla warfare, proved surprisingly difficult to take down. The soldiers found that the emus were incredibly fast and agile, making them hard targets. The emus would scatter at the sound of gunfire, regroup, and continue their assault on the crops. The soldiers sprayed bullets, the emus scattered, and in the end, the emus emerged victorious. Despite their best efforts, the military could not curb the emu population or protect the wheat fields effectively. That's right, Australia's only war where the enemy won, and it wasn't even human. The Great Emu War stands as a unique and somewhat embarrassing chapter in military history. The Great Emu War may have been a military failure, but it lives on as a testament to the absurdity of it all. It serves as a reminder that sometimes, even the best-laid plans can go hilariously awry. Today, it is remembered with a mix of humor and disbelief, a quirky footnote in the annals of history. Chapter 3. The Year Without a Summer, 1816. 1816. The year Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, the year Lord Byron held a ghost story competition, and the year the world got a whole lot weirder thanks to a volcanic eruption on the other side of the globe. The culprit? Mount Tambora in Indonesia, whose massive eruption in 1815 spewed so much ash and aerosols into the atmosphere that it shrouded the Earth in a volcanic winter. The result? 1816, a year of global climate anomalies, crop failures, and general misery. Imagine a summer where the skies are perpetually gray, the air is thick with volcanic fog, and frost covers the ground in June. That was 1816. Crops withered and died, leading to widespread famine and economic hardship. Talk about a plot twist. Nature was the real Frankenstein here. The Year Without a Summer is a chilling reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the power of nature to disrupt our lives in the most unexpected ways. Chapter 4. The Battle of Karansebes, 1788. War is messy, chaotic, and often tragic. It's a theater where the stakes are life and death, and the outcomes can shape the course of history. But sometimes it's just plain ridiculous. Case in point. The Battle of Karansebes in 1788, a battle so absurd, you'd think it was ripped from the pages of a Monty Python sketch. Picture this. The Austrian army, camped out near the town of Karansebes, is on edge, anticipating a clash with the Ottoman Empire. The soldiers are tired, weary from the march, and the tension in the air is palpable. They know the enemy could strike at any moment. Tensions are high, nerves are frayed, and then it all goes hilariously wrong. A group of Austrian soldiers seeking to quench their thirst after a long day of, well, not fighting, stumbled upon a group of Romani people selling schnapps. They eagerly bought the schnapps and began to drink, hoping to take the edge off their anxiety. But as the alcohol flowed, so did the misunderstandings. One thing led to another, words were exchanged, and suddenly shots rang out. The problem? The soldiers who fired the shots were aiming at their own comrades, who mistook the drunken commotion for an Ottoman attack. Panic spread like wildfire through the camp. Soldiers, already on edge, grabbed their weapons and began firing in all directions, convinced they were under attack. The chaos was unimaginable. In the darkness and confusion, friend turned against friend, and the camp descended into utter mayhem. A battle ensued, a battle against themselves, a battle so confusing the enemy didn't even need to show up. By the time the dust settled and the misunderstanding was cleared up, thousands of Austrian soldiers lay dead or wounded, all at the hands of their own side. Oops! The Battle of Karansebes stands as a stark reminder of the absurdity that can arise in the fog of war. It's a tale of miscommunication, panic, and the tragic consequences of a simple misunderstanding. It's a story that has been told and retold, often with a touch of humor, but always with an underlying sense of tragedy. The soldiers who survived were left to pick up the pieces, haunted by the knowledge that they had fought and killed their own comrades. The Battle of Karansebes is a poignant example of how quickly things can spiral out of control in the heat of battle. It's a lesson in the importance of clear communication and the dangers of letting fear and panic take over. Oops, indeed. Chapter 5. The London Beer Flood of 1814. London, 1814. A city steeped in history, culture, and apparently, beer. The bustling streets were filled with the sounds of horse-drawn carriages, street vendors, and the chatter of Londoners going about their daily lives. Lots and lots of beer. Breweries were a common sight, and beer was a staple in the daily diet of many Londoners. Because on October 17th of that year, disaster struck, not in the form of fire or flood, but in a tsunami of fermented goodness. It was an event that would go down in history as one of the most bizarre and tragic accidents of the 19th century. It all started at the Mew & Company Brewery, home to a truly monstrous vat of porter, containing over 1 million liters of beer. This brewery was one of the largest in London, known for its massive production capacity. That's enough to fill more than 4 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Imagine the sheer volume and weight of that much beer, all contained within a single enormous vat. This behemoth of a vat, however, had other plans. The pressure inside was immense, and the structural integrity of the vat was constantly being tested. One of the iron hoops holding the vat together decided to call it quits, snapping under the immense pressure. The sound of the iron hoop breaking must have been deafening, a prelude to the chaos that was about to unfold. The result was a chain reaction of epic proportions as the giant vat unleashed its beery wrath upon the unsuspecting city. The force of the release was so powerful that it caused other vats in the brewery to rupture as well. A wave of porter, 8 feet high, surged through the streets, smashing into buildings, flooding homes, and generally causing a sticky, malty mess. The streets of London were transformed into rivers of beer, carrying debris and causing widespread destruction. People scrambled for safety, some tragically losing their lives in the chaos. The flood claimed the lives of 8 people, and many more were injured or left homeless. The only time you'd wish for more street cleaning. The aftermath of the flood was a monumental cleanup effort, with residents and authorities working together to clear the streets of beer and debris. The London beer flood was a strange and tragic event, a reminder that even in the most unexpected circumstances, life finds a way to serve up a tall, frothy glass of disaster. It remains a curious footnote in the annals of London's history, a testament to the unpredictable nature of life and the sometimes catastrophic consequences of industrial progress. Chapter 6. That's it for the Weird History Files for now. From dancing plagues and emu armies to volcanic winters and beer tsunamis, history is full of surprises. These bizarre events remind us that the past is a strange and wonderful place, full of unexpected twists and turns. What's your favorite weird history fact? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating journeys into the past. Stay tuned for more strange and fascinating tales from history.